you going to say hi to my friends? No? She's being very shy. This is my grandpuppy, Sasha. Isn't she the cutest? She is not the star of this video, but she sure is cute. I have so much to share. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible. So let me put her down and let's get right into it. Okay, I haven't seen you guys in a while. I want you to know that I am okay. I'm actually thriving, and that is the title of this video, is how I have been thriving at 56. What are the things that I have changed? What are the things that I have tweaked after being in several seasons of hard mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually? They have been hard. And if you have found yourself in a season of hard and not sure how to get out of it, I am going to give you 7 simple things that I have anchored myself into, that I want them to serve as inspiration and motivation to you. This is not a one size fits all. These are the things that have worked for me. And I want to share them because there may be something that resonates. There may be something that you can pull from, or it may inspire you or give you an idea to start or do something else. It's not also about starting. It is also about stopping, right? What things can we stop doing so that we can serve ourselves? I know that this last year I have been in a season of giving and serving. And I have had very minimal things to fill my cup, very minimal moments, minimal times to fill my cup. And for me and my personality, as someone that suffers from depression off and on, it's easy for me to fall back into that rabbit hole. And I felt that several times this last year, and I have been very transparent on my channel. I will link the video below and where I share a lot more about my depression. And it's okay, right? It's okay to talk about depression. It's okay to talk about things that don't serve us, even though we have so many wonderful things happening in our lives. In that video in particular, I share that all things can be true, okay? And while this video is not a one size fits all, here's what I want you to, when you're listening to it, I want you to take away. I want you to take what you could use. I want you to take what fits in your current phase and season of your life, what fits into your lifestyle, and leave what doesn't, right? But I hope that what I share, you can get inspiration and create your own. Create your own 7 steps or 5 or 10. Here's the thing that I have learned though. The less steps you have, the less buckets you have, the more you are inspired or moved to actually complete the things. As a woman that is very much a planner, to-do lists give me a huge jump of serotonin. Like when I see a long to-do list, I could be the happiest person in the world. At this point in my life, that doesn't really serve me, because the longer the list, the more overwhelming I feel. And my cortisol levels go up, right? It has this ripple effect into other aspects of my life. So I've also learned to condense my to-do list. And I want you to think of this a little bit differently too. It's not just about what you can start. I want you to think of these ideas and what I'm going to share as ways and things that you can actually stop. Because one thing is for sure, like, you have to leave certain things behind so that you can make room for bigger blessings. I learned that lesson really hard 7 years ago when I got laid off. You know, when things are toxic in your life, when you have people that are toxic in your life, that it's overwhelming and it's drowning. It drowns out your blessings. It drowns out your thoughts. It drowns out your dreams. And that doesn't serve you. So when I share what I'm going to share, think of it in 2 different lenses. Think of it of what you can start, but also what can you stop in the process, okay? Now, what I'm going to share are things that I have actually been doing, but there had to be things that I had to stop. So I'm going to give you an example of something very simple that I stopped doing because I was in a state of high anxiety, high stress, high nerves. So every time my daughters would call me or text me, I felt this urgency, self-inflicted, by the way, but I felt this urgency to have to respond right away. Even if I was in the middle of doing something that I enjoyed, even if I was in the middle of doing something that I knew was filling my cup, I would stop it. I would respond or get on the phone. An hour, 2 hours later, I couldn't go back to what I was doing. And what that left me with was a little bit of resentment, a little bit of anger and frustration. Not angry at them, just angry that here it is again, I'm not able to do what I want to do. So I established some ground rules with my family and I said, listen, I'm here and I want to be available, but I also need to take care of me and take time out for me. So if you call and I don't answer right away, but it's urgent, if you call me back, I won't answer the second time. But if you call me and I don't respond, just know that I will call you back. They didn't even realize that they were doing this. All three of them, my husband and my two daughters. So when you have three people that are doing it at different times of the day, it starts to wear on you, right? It starts to feel so heavy and frustrating. Beautiful and wonderful that they love you and they love to talk to you, but also hard when you have a 9 to 5, when you have competing priorities, and when you have a busy life. So I want to share that that's one of the boundaries, and it was so easy to do. It was so easy to do, and it has been serving me in big ways, okay? But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Well, kind of. I wanted to share that as an example of something you can stop, a boundary that you can set up, right? But these easy to follow steps for me, it was to give me overall better health. And if you see me looking down, it's because I have my little cheat sheet here that I am referencing because I don't want this video to be 3 hours long. I want it to be succinct and to the point. So, I looked at the last few weeks when I started this journey of prioritizing me. I realized that I wasn't feeling good from the inside. It's no secret that happiness is an inside job. But I wasn't happy. If you looked at my life from the outside, you would think, oh, she has everything. Everything is great. Why isn't she happy? Okay. Well, there were a lot of things that I wasn't doing that filled my cup. I will share a couple of them at the end of this video, what those things are. And they're very small, but I was getting robbed of my time and I wasn't setting the proper boundaries. Okay. So for me, I wanted to heal and be happy from the inside. While aesthetics are great, okay, while you can put on makeup and you can do your hair and be dressed pretty, yeah, all those aesthetics, they do help to improve your mood and help to improve how you show up for yourself and others. But that can only last so long because that's just on the outside. It doesn't matter what you wear or what new bags you buy or what new shoes you buy, right? What good is it that you feel good on the outside, but you feel like crap on the inside? And that's how I was feeling. I needed to do something that was going to overhaul my life and really get me started in the right step. So I look at it as I tackled the trifecta. That's what I'm calling it. I tackled my mind, my body, and my soul. How can I complement? How can I nurture? How can I take care of these three things while still showing up for others, while still performing at a high level at work, while still doing all the other things that I love for me and for the people that I love, okay? I am a giver. I'm a giver at heart. And so I needed to temper that and I really needed to put that in check. So tackling the trifecta for me, the mind, body, and the soul, was where I started in the framework and in the mind work of how I wanted to go about handling my life, okay? So let me start with the fact that your mind, your body, and your soul, one can't do without the other. They are a supportive system. They depend on each other, they rely on each other, they speak to each other, and they vibe off of each other. So when one is off, the other two are going to carry a load that's probably too heavy, and it's not sustainable long time. And that's where I had found myself after a year of draining all three. And I needed to really kind of meet myself at zero and see where I can build and how I can build it. And the first thing that I needed to prioritize above all else was my sleep. Some people put this as number 4, 5, or 6. At 56 years old, sleep is critical for me. If I don't get enough sleep, and for me, the sweet spot is 8 to 9 hours. If I get anything less than 8 hours, not only am I not feeling good, I'm also not showing up as my best self. It is affecting my inflammation, my bloating, my system. It's affecting my brain fog as a postmenopausal woman. It's affecting my nutrition, my sleep, my eating patterns are off. I'm binging. I'm craving sweet and salty, right? Because my body is saying it's in recovery mode. It wasn't able to recover properly during my sleep. And that's what I look at sleep. When I close my eyes at night, I think, okay, my cells are regenerating, my muscles are healing, my brain is calming down, and it's really starting again. I am allowing my body, my heart, my mind to get into this space where it can rejuvenate, okay, where it can start fresh the very next day. And it's holy for me. It is a very holy moment for me when I go to sleep. It is a whole night routine. I'll share a little bit more about that at the end. But getting 8 hours of sleep, definitely a priority. The second thing is my nutrition. I have been eating high protein, high fiber, but when I felt low, when I felt depressed, when I felt being pulled in 20 different directions, my protein and my fiber, they paid the price because I was binging all the time. So if I wasn't sleeping on top of high stress, you can almost guarantee that I was eating things that I shouldn't have. And that does not work towards my goals. It doesn't work towards my longevity goals, which are very important for me, okay? So number 1, sleep. Number 2, my nutrition. I needed to get back and overhaul everything that I ate, everything that I put on a plate, everything that I put in my mouth. I needed to think about, how does this serve me? How does this heal me? How does this help me? And that's how I looked at food. Everything that I eat, everything that I put on a plate or open, does this serve me? Does this help me reach my goals? All right, number 3, hydration. Water, depending on where you are from in the US, you need it. Your body needs it, right? I need to get rid of all of that old water that's floating around my body because we're made up of so much water. I need to get rid of all of that dirty water in my body and replenish it with good, clean, fresh water every single day. And I don't try to carry over what I drank the day before. When the morning starts and it ends, whatever I consume of water that day, that is only for that day. And it's important for me to drink a gallon of water. If I drink anything less, I feel it. I feel it in my brain fog. You'll notice a common theme here. I will notice it in my brain fog. I'm not going to work out as good as I want to. I am not going to be able to pay attention in my meetings. I have this looping thought in my head that I can't get out. And it's nothing specific. It's just in that moment, I can hear the same sentence over and over again, and it doesn't compute. My brain cannot process the information that it's being given. And a lot of it has to do with dehydration. So I need to make sure that I am hydrated every single day, and that is a priority, right? So number 4, my supplements. I live and die by these supplements. I don't take a lot, but what I take is important, and it's what my body needs in this season. Some of these you may want to take. Some of these you are already taking. Some of these I recommend that you reach out to your medical professional and see where you are in your markers with your blood work and see if it's something that your body is lacking and you may need. This is something that I have discussed with my doctor, and these are the supplements that are right for me based on my activity, based on my nutrition and my goals. So the first on the list is magnesium. I take magnesium L-threonate. It is a mag-safe magnesium. So it crosses the blood-brain barrier and it helps with my memory, my sleep, and my brain fog. It is very important that I take that every single day. And when I don't, I feel it. And guess where? You got it. My brain fog. That's where I feel it the most. So magnesium, I take vitamin D. I take about 2,000 IUs a day. I also take a calcium 500. I take a probiotic, a B12, and a fish oil. This is the combination that after discussing with my medical professional, we have found that this is what works for me and what I need. Again, I'm not a medical professional. Make sure you check with yours to see what fits you. Take what you want, leave what you can't. Okay, that is going to be kind of my mantra throughout this video. And then the second set of supplements that I take every night are my hormone replacement therapy. I take estradiol gel, which is an estrogen gel, and I take progesterone because I still have my uterus. These two things are saving my life. I started HRT almost in the end of 2024, and it has completely changed my body, my mind, and I feel like it's saving my life in more ways than one. HRT may not be for everyone, but I want you to be well informed. I want you to be a person that has asked all the right questions and is not making a reaction or not making a decision based off of fear. That's important. You need to be well informed and you need to be given options. For me, HRT is what fits in my life, and I can honestly say it has changed my life for the better. So 5, the 5th area, movement and exercise. Movement is life. Movement is health. You know, I do strength training 5 days a week. I'm on a specific program that I'm doing. I'm working out 5 days a week. I no longer do HIIT. I no longer do intense cardio. For me, and post-menopause, it just doesn't serve me. So those things are out. I don't even bother to do them. But strength training 5 days a week is where the magic happens. More to come on that later. Walking. I have been on a quest to walk 10,000 steps a day, and I'm so proud to tell you that since March 14th, I have been meeting that goal every single day. And boy, does it feel good. Walking is so medicinal, right? On the days that it rained or the days that it was snowing, I have a treadmill. I just walked inside. Not walking was not an option, but it really does change your body composition. It changes your mental state. Remember the trifecta, mind, body, and soul. Everything that I have been sharing with you, it definitely helps with all three. And so number 6 is prayer and meditation. You know, I make sure that I pray my devotional rosary every day. I am Catholic. The rosary is something that I have been anchoring in now for a year, and I love it. I do. You believe in who you want to believe in. I believe in God. I believe in the Virgin Mary. And as a Catholic, it is one of those devotions that has truly brought me a lot of joy and a lot of peace. I try to meditate before I go to bed. You know, I read for 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes before I go to bed, because I wanted to reduce the screen time. I have been on this analog journey. I did do a quick video on that, and I have been loving it. I will say it has completely changed me. That's another reason why I really haven't done a video, is because I'm just not on my phone as much as I used to. But here I am recording this one, and it's for a good cause. And then the last thing that I needed to tackle was lowering my cortisol as a whole. Okay, as a woman, our highest cortisol levels are first thing in the morning. And I will share with you what has been working for me. I drink 12 ounces of water as soon as I wake up. As soon as I brush my teeth, rinse my mouth, I am gulping down 12 to 16 ounces of water within the first 10 minutes of me getting up. You know, breaking your fast is not just with food. You have to remember your body, your digestive tract, which is your second brain, has been asleep for at least 8 hours. You don't want to wake it up by giving it this jolt of caffeine, raising your blood pressure with a cortisol level that's already increased. I want to introduce things slowly to my body first thing in the morning. So I drink room temperature water. I drink about 12 to 16 ounces. I gulp it down, and that is the first thing that hits my stomach first thing in the morning. As soon as I'm done showering, getting dressed, going downstairs, I drink a protein shake because I can't eat that early in the morning, but it's also important for you to consume protein within those 30 to 45 minutes of waking up. So I just drink a 32-gram protein shake. It really does the trick for me. I try not to eat a lot of processed foods, but these protein shakes are out of pure convenience, and they serve the purpose because the net protein of carbs is a little bit higher. So you have more protein than you do carbs. It's definitely a good decision. I can share more of what I take on a later video. Let me know if you want to see the supplements that I take, if you want to see what meals I eat throughout the day, what it is that I'm doing when I'm walking, what exercises am I doing, what type of strength training I'm doing, anything that you may want to know that I have already shared here in this video. If you want an additional video on those things, let me know. Just let's live in the comments, okay? Let's bond. Let's create this community, this warm hugging community in the comments, and I do read them and I will incorporate them in a future video. So going back to lowering cortisol, right? 30 to 32 grams of protein first thing in the morning. If you want more information on this, I would recommend that you watch any YouTube videos on Dr. Stacy Sims, S-I-M-S. She is the one that changed my life with this. And once I started doing it, I have never turned back. It is truly magical what drinking or eating that much protein first thing in the morning, 30 to 45 minutes from waking up, what it does to your body. I can't eat that early, but if you're the type that can, watch her. You can do a protein coffee. If coffee is your jam, you can add protein to your coffee, and she gives really good ideas of how she adds protein. And so a couple of the other things that I do is I love to gratitude journal. I love to journal, just free writing, just, brain dumps. I love to put pen to paper. And one of the areas that was impacted by me not setting boundaries, because my favorite time to do that is at night. It's part of my night routine. And I love to sit down and just really get my thoughts out. I want to write how grateful I am for all the beautiful things that happened that day. I don't want to lose sight of my gratefulness and my thankfulness of this space and this body and this vessel that I'm in and all that it does for me throughout the day. I want to write that down. I want to write that on a piece of paper, and I want it to live. I want it to live out loud. And it's been happening that, the most phone calls I get are in the evenings, and they would interrupt those moments for me. And I had to set boundaries on that. And it's been working out. No one's gotten offended. Everyone's happy. Everybody still gets what they want. And we're all happy for it. And my nighttime routine. A good day doesn't start in the morning. A good, productive day, intentional day starts at night. So your nighttime routine is so critical for you to start the next day correctly and be intentional. If you guys want to also see my nighttime routine, I'll be more than happy to share that with you. But I can't wait to bring you more content about this. This is how I am thriving at 56 years old. I have not weighed myself because losing weight is not a priority for me. I'm working towards longevity. I'm working towards building muscle. I am working towards eating a balanced nutrition that serves, fuels, and heals me. So when you're eating in that way, when you're eating intentionally, the scale is a liar anyway. Why am I going to rely on this external source to dictate how I feel, to dictate how I think of myself, when I need to be in tune with how I feel and what I am doing to it, right? So allowing this piece of metal to dictate your mood, dictate your mental space. You're giving an inanimate object so much control and so much authority over your life. And I want us as women to stop doing that. I want us to start believing in ourselves and looking at ourselves and feeling good about what we see. But in order for us to do that, we have to change. Okay, we have to implement change in order for us to see the change. We can't keep doing everything the same and eat a salad and then weigh ourselves and expect for things to magically turn. Everything takes time. Everything is a process. Everything. We didn't get here overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. I want you to give yourself some grace. I want you to really respect your body and honor it. And you honor it by taking care of it from the inside. Okay? That's what I've been doing. I feel absolutely wonderful. My mental clarity is crisp. My heart is smiling. And my overall mood has been so uplifting. Okay? So that mind, body, soul, my soul has been so profoundly fulfilled because I am being grateful intentionally. I am doing my rosary devotional. I am meditating. I am taking care of my body by giving it water, by nourishing it, and working out and looking at myself, the 65-year-old Lisette, the 70, the 80-year-old Lisette. That's the Lisette that I am honoring. That is the Lisette that I am respecting. And I want you to do the same, okay? I want you to reflect and think, whatever your name is, I want you to sit there and think, how do you want to honor who you are 10 years from now, 15 years from now? Because what I know for sure is that we have more years behind us than we have ahead of us. And I am going to live my years ahead of me intentionally and with purpose. And I want you to do the same. That is all that I have for you. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I have missed all of you. I hope that you've missed me. I don't know. Have you missed me? I have surely missed you. I need to get back to doing other things. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying until the end. I hope that this motivated you. My goal when I started was to motivate, inspire, and educate you. And I hope that I've accomplished that. If nothing else, that you have listened to my voice and that there's something that I've shared that has inspired you to do something differently in your life. That is all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And until the next one, adios.